Hello, and welcome to Sip Stories Podcast, where our recipe is one part healthy
And one part happy.
with a shot of drama. I'm your host, Dina.
And I'm your host, Charlotte.
Hey, what are you sipping on
Hey!
today?
Today I have Casa Azul, little
Mm,
tequila. Yeah.
okay.
Feeling a little tequila. Had a
Okay.
rough day.
Yes, okay. Well, I have my green tea.
Ooh.
Boring, but it's relaxing. It's been a long day as well. So I try to end the day with a hot cup of tea most nights. And then I was telling you before, like I was drinking on Friday. I had one glass of wine, so that's my alcohol.
I actually had a green tea shot at my Christmas party and it was good. It's no green tea in it, but it was good.
Oh,
They
there's no green tea in it.
No, it's like whiskey,
Mm,
peach schnapps,
okay,
and something and soda. I think Sprite or something. But it was really good.
never had it.
You got to try it. It's
Mhm.
light. It's like sweet. You'll like
Okay,
it.
probably. I just had one glass of Riesling, and that was it for the night. Um, my husband always jokes with me because, like, when I drink alcohol, I think most females like you drink alcohol and then you feeling good, and you're like, yeah, like wait until we get home, like
And then you fall asleep.
yes, that's exactly what I did.
Yep. Joy said that all the time. We went to one of his friends' parties, and his friend had got me it was like a Colombian baby shower, and he poured me some liquor in my iced tea, and I'm like, oh my god, this is strong. He was like, I'm trying to get my man ready for tonight, and he said she gonna just fall asleep on the ride home.
On the ride home, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
I'm not that bad. I'll talk shit the whole ride home, like, yeah. Get in the bedroom, change my clothes. As soon as I hit that bed, I'm like,
I'm tired.
yeah, yeah. Next morning, he's like, really? It's not on purpose. It's not on purpose.
Oh God. I think it's hitting when you get 40. You get like,
It must be.
I don't know.
It must be.
How was your surgery?
My surgery went well overall. My expectations, like after the surgery, I underestimated, I guess, like the recovery time.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that this was going to be about a 3-month recovery before like my vision is clear again, and before I get used to like light. Like I have an issue right now with like lights, especially like when I'm working in my office, like bright lights.
Mm.
Yeah, I have these special shades that I wear to help with the light. So I still have to wear those. I can take a break a couple hours out of the day, but for the most part, I'm still in the shades. The doctor kind of like he gave me the analogy of like he was like, you were living in a cave for all these years, and like now you came out of the cave. I was like,
Oh. And that's why, is it only in that eye that is sensitive to light, or
it's hard to tell. I think both of my eyes are light sensitive, but especially the one that had surgery
okay.
is light sensitive. And then I have some scarred tissue that they have to laser off. So
Oh.
that's kind of affecting my vision right now. It's not as clear because it's like the lens is being blocked by scar tissue. So I'll have another procedure done in like 3 months after I heal, and then I'll have to go in with a laser to remove all of the scar tissue. So yeah, I didn't anticipate all of that, but it's okay.
Goodness gracious. That's why we have to be so grateful for like our
Absolutely.
vision,
Mhm.
everything. I
Small
remember when I
things
had
that
the
you can do.
meningitis, I was sensitive to light with the meningitis. That
Mhm.
was like I couldn't even sit outside on the porch. Like
Yeah,
I
you said
know,
the light was bothering
yeah,
you. Yeah, getting
yeah.
headaches and yeah.
That was like, oh, but
Yeah,
be grateful for everything.
absolutely, absolutely. Grateful for life, grateful that overall I still can see, I have my vision.
Yeah.
Is not as clear as I would like, but it's a process and it can be fixed. So I just have to be patient and, go through the process.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All
So what
right.
are we
So
talking about today?
we are talking about our pregnancy stories. Pregnant at 19. Both of us got
Both
pregnant.
of us.
I know.
It
Crazy.
wasn't planned. It was not
It
planned.
was. We did not have a pregnancy pack. No, it was not planned.
Losing our
Um,
virginity was planned, but not getting pregnant.
that was planned. That didn't follow through exactly as planned.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so being pregnant at 19, and let's just talk about our journey and the struggles, the ups and downs. I remember, would you consider, so we were pregnant at 19, but
Mhm.
we gave birth at 20.
Mhm. Yeah.
Would you, are we like in the teen pregnancy statistics because we were pregnant at 19?
I believe so. Cuz that's yeah.
Yeah,
We it started brewing up
it did. It did.
at
I don't know
19.
why in my head I always would debate that for some weird reason. Like I'm not a teen pregnancy. Like I had my
Well,
son
cuz
at
nobody
20.
wants to be a statistic. But we are, Dina.
Okay, I guess we are. Yeah, I
But
tried.
I think one good thing is that we were out of our parents' house.
That is
So
true. We
that was,
were.
I mean, not one good thing. Our kids are blessings, but we
Mm,
were like out of our parents' house.
right. We were financially taking care of ourselves,
Yes.
had our own place. Yeah. So we didn't lean on our parents for financial support. Of course they helped, but
Yeah.
yeah, we already had our own place. Yeah. I guess you
Yeah.
can look at it like that. Um, so let's start off. I found that I was pregnant first.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't remember. Did we tell each other at the same time? No, I found out after. So,
I remember telling you, I think I told you I was pregnant at work. We worked together. We were at Coach. Why I picked that time to tell you? I have no idea. But I think that's where I remember telling you that I was pregnant.
I don't remember too much about like where we were or anything,
Yeah.
but I know our pregnancies were only what 2 weeks apart.
Yes. 2 weeks apart. It's wild. I
Yeah.
remember being in just shock. I remember the first pregnancy test I took and it said positive and I couldn't believe it. I had to take another one. I probably took 3. I probably took 3 and then I had to get the like digital one that read the words
Yeah.
out to me. Because at
You
that
was
point, I think after pregnancy test 2, like the lines, like some of the lines were not dark, and I was like, "No, I need the word."
you need to say pregnant. You are officially pregnant. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember. I just remember just being scared, but my mom was happy. She was really happy. I was shocked. I
My
guess because
mom
no,
did not speak to me for 6 months.
really,
Yeah, you don't remember that?
no.
I may have not even told you because I was hurt, embarrassed, but yes, my mom was disappointed. I'm not gonna say she was. I mean, I'm sure she was a little upset, but I think more just like disappointed. Just didn't feel like I was ready to have a child, even though I was living on my own. But yeah, once I
I
told
don't think
her,
anybody's ready. Even when I had Callie, like I
mhm,
don't think that anybody is really ready for pregnancy.
mhm,
But we made it happen, and
we
I
did.
think we did a damn good job.
Yeah,
Both of our kids graduated.
they did. They graduated on time. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
I
can say I'll just speak for my own, personal life. My oldest son, when I had him at 19, and I was talking to him about this just the other day. Yes, I made it, but he had to go through a lot of life struggles with me. Like, he had a mom that was growing up and maturing and figuring out her career path, and he had to go along that ride with me.
mhm.
I think that made him maybe mature a little bit more and faster. So he had a completely different life than my second child and my daughter. Like
Yeah.
completely different life. Um,
Yeah.
I moved a lot with my oldest. I think I mean, we probably moved like 5 times. Like versus Paris, she's lived in the same house. She was
Yeah.
born, we lived in this house. We still live in the same house 8 years later. That's all she knows. She doesn't know moving. She never really had to deal with any like financial hardship or
Or
anything.
struggle.
Yeah.
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 With me, I think having Sai, he was I feel like I made a lot of mistakes
Yeah.
just because the first child, like that's when I,
Trial and error.
yeah, like
Yeah.
so much stuff like just happens, and it's like
Mhm.
that's why, like, to this day I kind of feel bad. Like I feel bad because I feel like, I wasn't mature enough, I
Mhm.
guess, at 19, because I still wanted to party, and
Right.
he would be at his grandma's house, at his
Mhm.
great grandmother's house, and I was still like living my, 1920
Mhm.
era. And even though I try, like I did try my best. Like I always wanted Sai to be like, I had him in private school because I wanted him to, you know, always
Mhm.
be the best. But
Right.
I don't know. I have, like, I hold some resentment in the stuff that I did when I had my first.
Right. I think
And
that's understandable, but I mean, I feel like you did the best. We both did the best that we could do at that age,
mm,
and raising, a child and a young child. I mean, you of course you wanted to do normal things that 20-year-olds did. I feel
yeah.
like had you not had done that though, like could you had now we're in our 40s. I mean,
And yeah, now I
like,
feel like
you
I've
gotta
been
live that out at some
yeah.
point in your life.
Yeah.
You have a child, so they're just gonna go along that journey with you. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and he sure did. We would do, like, me, Sai was like my partner. Like we would go to Georgia from
yeah.
Virginia. We would always like travel to see my mom, have
Mhm.
him in the car with my dog Ming. It was just like
Mhm.
always me and my son. And
Mhm.
then I think when me and his dad split, I feel like it was hard for him.
Yeah, that's hard for any child.
Yeah. I feel like that was hard, and I don't know.
Mhm.
I wish he was here. Like, I wish he could comment on it. Like,
Yeah.
because all I feel like
Yeah.
all boys need a male. They need their fathers.
Mhm.
And being that I took him and I moved all the way to New York
Mhm.
from Virginia, it was like I took that away. But
I
it was
mean,
all I was thinking
right.
for the
You had
better,
to do, yeah, you had to do also what was best for you. Like, yes, I think especially boys, raising boys as a mom, they do need their father or a father figure in
Yeah,
their life, but you also have to do what is best for you. They need a happy mom also, and
exactly. Yeah,
um
I feel like that too.
yeah. And
Like
I
the
mean,
mom,
you
your mom.
moved, but you didn't, ban him from seeing
Oh
his
no,
father. Like you just moved. Like it's not an ideal situation, but it's just the situation that you guys had to deal with. So yeah, he still was able to talk to his dad and have a relationship with his dad, just not
yeah.
that close, not in the same state as his father anymore.
He actually would go back and forth. Like in the summer times, he would
Yeah.
be, out there in Virginia. He would come back for school, and then
Hmm.
he actually lived with his dad when I had the surgery.
Right.
He had moved back with his dad,
Hmm.
and he lived out there for I think it was a year or two,
Hmm.
and then came back.
Yeah. I feel like I had a delayed reaction to like the wanting to hang out and go to clubs and like partying. Like when I first had Jordan at 20, it took me a while. Like I had guilt. I felt like I could not go out. Like I just had to be a mom. Like I didn't do anything in my early 20s other than take care of him, be a mom. I stayed at home until he was about 8 months old, and then I finally started working again and had him in daycare. I mean, I would hardly even buy things for myself or like take care of myself and do any self-care. Like any extra money I had just went towards him. And I
Yeah.
remember my sister saying to me one day, I don't know, I must have had on some crazy old outfit, like I was looking crazy. And I remember her saying to me, like, what is going on, Gina? Like, you can buy stuff for yourself too. Like, you can take care of yourself. And I don't know why that it just like hit me and clicked in, like, oh, like I can, like, I do need to take care of myself. You need to take care of yourself
Yeah.
first, actually, before you take care of your child. But I don't know, I had guilt. Like I couldn't do anything for myself. I don't know if it was to prove a point, maybe to prove to my parents, like, I can do this, I can take care of my child. I don't need any help.
Probably.
Probably. But yeah, I went years without doing anything for myself or buying anything new for myself. I had to find that balance and finally realize like it's okay, we're going to be okay, but you need some self-care as well, and like you need to feel good about yourself, make sure you're healthy, and yeah. I don't know what that was about.
See, I feel like my mom my mom kind of enabled me to like because she would always send me stuff for my son, like
Yeah.
all the time. And
Hmm.
I at first, like, it's good, like I'm like, all right, I
Yeah.
can, spend my money on myself. But then
Yeah.
I'm like, now that I think about it, when I get older, I'm like, she kind of like, I don't know, it
You should
was an
be
enabler.
responsible. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I love her to death.
Of
She
course.
she always said that Sai was her son. If she would like, I remember like, because I actually moved in with them. I
Mhm.
went to Georgia when Sai was 3, and I used to want to go out
Mhm.
with Alana, and
Mhm.
they would be watching Sai, and I remember my stepfather was like, no, this is your kid. Like this is
Yeah.
not we do stuff to help you, but he's not an enabler at all.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you have to be a mother.
Hmm.
So, but that's what I think. That's what moms do, though. Well,
Yeah.
I
I
guess I was the only child, so it was like I
only
was,
child, and then Sai
yeah,
was the first grandbaby.
grand,
So
yeah,
yeah, I can see that.
yep,
Yeah, but it took me a while to click in. And then I probably when before I had Jason is kind of when I kind of got in the groove with the balance and was like, okay, I'm gonna start taking care of myself, start feeling better, about myself. And then I wanted to go out and kind of go to the clubs and like party
hmm,
and live out my 20s. That's why I was saying, everyone is gonna have that era in their life where they're gonna want to go out, have a good time, party. So whether you did it early,
yeah.
your early 20s, your late 20s, you do it in your
How
30s.
how old were you when you had Jason?
I think so they're 6 years apart. So I was 26.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I was
We
20.
didn't follow each other with that one.
We did not.
I didn't follow
I
you.
was
I follow
mad.
you with a lot of stuff, with jobs, everything.
Yes.
But I didn't follow that one.
Yeah, but when Jason came along, I was much more like stable with my job, and career was going pretty well. So, having Jason and, having another child to take care of, what I think it was a pretty easy transition. It went pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. And then
See, like having two kids because I see my friend right now that she has a little boy that does
mhm,
soccer, and then my like Callie's friend, she does dance, and I feel like it's so much stress having two young kids with two different sports and
oh yeah.
having, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. It's so close in age
Yeah.
too. Like I've never experienced that. All my kids are like 6 years apart, 5, 6 years apart. So having them like back to back or 2 years apart, right? And they're both, in the same school, doing sports at
Yeah.
the same time. I mean, I'm juggling now a 15-year-old and an 8-year-old, 15-year-old doing sports, 8-year-old doing cheer, they, after school stuff. I mean, that is enough. Like it's, my husband, we have to like tag team it most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even, I don't know. I think I'll go crazy. I feel like my life is, Callie, she has my life so booked. And when Sai did a lot of sports too when he was living with me. He did soccer, he did
yeah,
wrestling, he did football, basketball, but it was just him. And then my
right.
kids are 11 years apart.
Yeah,
So like, oh my goodness, if I had Kelly any earlier,
you
I
wouldn't have been able to handle it.
no, no, I would have. I mean, I would have, because I have like a good partner, and he's like,
Yeah,
you know, but I feel like so much stress. And you know me
right.
with stress, I'm like, no, stress
Yeah.
ain't good for me.
Kids schedules, your
Yeah,
own work schedule. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot. Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
I think as well, like, so my boys did sports too, like Jordan did football and everything. But when we were doing that, I mean, and football is intense, but I was in my early 20s and he's doing football 5 days a week. I felt like I was able to like catch up and handle it
Yeah.
better than I can handle it like now in my 40s. Like, I think that too plays a part. Like I have an 8-year-old, she's in cheer, and these practices and then work and then figure out what's for dinner. It's like it wears on me more than it would wear on me if I was like in my 20s.
Yes. Yes. And everybody always said that, like, wait till you get in. Well, my mom used to say this to me, like, wait till you get in your 40s, like, stuff starts hurting. You don't have that as much energy. It's so
Didn't want
true.
to believe it
No.
until it hit us. Yeah. I mean, where did we go? Me in Paris. I took her to Busch Gardens, this amusement park in Virginia.
Mhm.
And all my kids grew up going to Busch Gardens. We have season passes. We go all the time. I used to be able to run that whole park with my boys, get on the roller coasters, take them through Elmo Land. With Paris, oh my goodness. I first of all, I cannot do the roller coasters anymore. Like I'm done with roller coasters. They beat me up. They beat my body up. I'm
I
too
never,
old.
I never got on. I don't like roller coasters.
You
I'm
never
not,
got on roller coasters?
I'm not a. My stomach isn't built for that. And like I don't like that drop.
Yeah.
Sean is all about the roller coaster. Like him inside will go on a roller coaster. They're all
Mhm.
about that front of the roller coaster. Yeah.
That used to be me,
Oh
but
no.
I cannot handle it
No.
anymore. Like she beat my butt. I like running through that park with her, trying to do all the rides. Like the next day I was in the bed. I need a whole day to recover. I'm like
Does Paris like
I
roller
probably
coasters?
need to work out more. So my boys love roller coasters. Like they couldn't wait until they were tall enough to get on roller coasters. Paris, it's she likes some of them. Like she's a little bit scary, so she
Okay.
hasn't tested all of them out yet, and she's still at that point where she's not tall enough to get on all of them.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think she likes them a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah,
not.
Callie's like me. Well, not really, but when it comes to roller coasters, yeah, she's like me with
Yeah,
that.
she doesn't want any parts of them.
It just doesn't my stomach. I don't know. I don't like that drop. Oh my God. And then my nerves go, I don't no. I'll
You
take a
used to
picture.
when you were younger, though, right?
I don't think so. Did we ever go to an amusement park together?
We did. I mean, I think that we've been to Busch Gardens together, but I remember we went to Six Flags. Remember we did
Was
that
it
like a
Alana?
high school trip?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
High school trip, our own high school trip that we organized and put together. Do you
Yeah.
remember
We
that?
used to
Oh,
always do that.
yeah. We
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 sold the
live around.
tickets. We made the flyers. We chartered the bus. We all met at the train station.
Yep.
Yep. And then
I remember that.
my older sister Denise was the chaperone, the chaperone, and her boyfriend at the time. Remember?
A Puerto Rican boy. I
Yes.
remember. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. We made our own school trip. Because I think we had school that day.
Did we
I
skip
legit think we
school?
all skipped school that day.
Do you remember? I know Alana was in it.
Yes. Yeah. Alana
And
came. Who else?
I don't know. If you were at that trip, let us
Yeah,
know.
I know. Let us know. I mean, I think it was pretty much all of our crew that we hung out with that went. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had a I I enjoy my life. Like if I was
Absolutely.
to die tomorrow, I would be like, I had a good time. Like
Mhm.
I don't have any regrets really. Like I don't regret anything that happened to me that
Mhm.
it all happened for a reason. I don't know. It just like makes you a better person.
Yeah, you grow from every situation.
Yep.
Yeah, I can honestly say I hate to say I have regrets because I'm so blessed for everything, in my life, like the good and the bad.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
one thing didn't play out, then the next thing would have never happened. So,
I
yeah,
do. I just wish that, bringing it back to being pregnant at 19, I just wish that I was a little more uh, mm, I don't know, cuz I feel like I'm just back and forth on whether, because I
I
feel like
think
I
you
could
can
have
always go
did
back to that
better.
and feel like
Yeah.
you could have done better at something.
Yeah. I feel like I could have done, because now I look at my life with Callie and I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
even though I've been there with that, it wasn't like two of us, it was always like just me. And I feel like he was like, he took, I don't know, I feel like he
Yeah.
took
Jordan
a different
has
route.
told me, and this meant a lot coming from my son. He's my oldest son that I had at 19.
Hmm.
And we had some struggles. I mean, it was tough. We went from, I'm working minimum wage to like building my whole career and moving a lot and, not having a reliable vehicle and getting evicted. Like just so many struggles I had to go through with Jordan. But he basically he saw the whole journey. Like he said to me, he was like, "Mom, like I respect you so much and I wouldn't change my childhood at all because I saw how hard you worked to achieve what you have now." And he
Yeah.
was like, that has been like such a great lesson for him, like
Hmm.
showing how much hard work pays off because now I'm in a better place. I have a house, and he had to go through that whole journey with me. So maybe his childhood wasn't perfect, but it's built who he is now. It's like part of his character, and he is an extremely hard worker. um and motivated, and yeah, he appreciates the journey, so that
That's
that meant a
good.
lot. Yeah.
That's good. I feel like we spoiled Sai, like me and my mom.
That's what happened with my middle child. See,
Yeah.
he didn't have any struggles in his life. He just
Yeah.
been spoiled, like
I didn't have none until he got to be an adult. And then
yeah.
it was like bam, like and now he's just like, I don't know, he gotta find his way, but I feel
Mhm.
like he just always was just, I think because we wanted to compensate because, me
Yeah,
and his dad weren't together and I was feeling, this, I don't know, feeling this weight on me because I feel like I did it.
right.
But I wasn't happy, so I was trying to find my happiness.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a struggle with a lot of women. Like, do you stay for the child or do you leave for your own happiness? Like, so many women stay
Yeah.
for the kids and feel like that's the better option. I mean, hell, I did it for many, many years.
Mhm.
And then you start to feel like maybe you're not 100% happy, but you can settle, maybe
You
like
can settle.
you
Yeah.
settle, you don't need to be, you're content. Hey, I'm safe. I'm fed. All my necessities are met. So do I need more? Do I need to be happy? I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, you have a decent life.
I did it too. I did it for 10 years. And it was just like one day I'm just like, "No, you gotta get out. Like
Right,
you're not complete.
right.
You have to get out." And
You're not mentally complete or mentally happy. I think like I was picking on all of like, okay, just like materialistic things like, a roof over my head,
Mhm.
the kids are taken care of, like all of those needs are met. So my mental needs, physical needs, like those weren't as important, maybe, or thinking that I could just go through life and settle and get by.
Yeah. And then when it makes you look at it, like once you do find that happiness, like how
How?
different your life is. Like I see Callie's life, like with us both being happy, and I see like she sees that, like she sees happiness, and I want her to, eventually when she gets older, like I just want her to know like your happiness is what matters. Because
Absolutely.
if your
Number
kids see
one.
you, yeah, if your kids see you down and depressed, that's how they're gonna be, that's
Mhm.
how they're gonna be when they grow up. They're gonna have this depression because they feel like that's normal.
Right. Right. Feeling like it's normal to not be happy, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just like I'm grateful for, finding the one and just like that's what I like I just want to be happy for the however long I'm here on earth. I just want to continue to be happy and just spread happiness. you know, everywhere I go.
What do you think, like, held you for so long? You said 10 years you stayed in a
Mhm.
relationship where you weren't happy. I mean, was that the only reason, or like what was
Because
holding
I've
you?
seen how, like I always wanted like if you have a kid, you are like you have to be with that
Yeah.
man because you made a baby together. And like I looked at my life with my mom and my dad. For my whole life they weren't together,
Right.
and it does play a part on you. I remember like like seeing you and your mom and your dad were together and you had your like I was like I want that. I want like to come home
Absolutely. Yeah. Coming
and
That's probably why I stayed for so long in a relationship that I knew wasn't making me happy. I came from a two-parent household,
yeah.
saw how long my parents were together, and I was just like, once you have children and you commit yourself to someone, you got to stick it out.
Yeah.
You have to stick it out. You have to figure it out. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think I stayed because of that. And
Mhm.
then I was just like, and then we would break up, and then we would get back together, but it just
Mhm.
wasn't it. Like, and he's a great person. We
Mhm.
just weren't great with each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I don't know. I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. We weren't how I feel now. Like we didn't have that.
Yeah.
So
So do you feel like we were getting pregnant at 19 and having our children so young, choosing a partner that young, you feel like that was too young to choose a partner that you could be with for the rest of your life?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, this is just my view. Like
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not
Absolutely.
any like I I just feel like when when you live like you have to live your
Mhm.
fun, you have to live your high school, and then you
Mhm.
have to live your 20s. Like
You
you
have to
just have to,
mature
yeah, you have to mature, you
and
have to,
figure out who you are as a person before you
yes.
can pick a partner. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a huge thing in my relationship with my children's father. Like, we grew apart completely. Like we were not the same people we were at 20.
Yeah.
We grew completely apart. We didn't have the same goals in life. We didn't have the same outlook in life. We didn't have the same nothing. I don't know. The only thing we had in common was we had children together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like yeah, you definitely have to mature, and this is my opinion as well. Like had maybe I given myself some time to really figure out who I am as a person and mature, go through life experience, have more life experiences, and then can pick a partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that I mean, because I see like people that, stay in it because they're kids, but they're not happy with each other. Like
I
you
do
can
it.
just, yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's not a, I don't know. I
Yeah,
just feel like, like you're supposed to enjoy your partner. Like
absolutely.
you want to spend like every moment with them. And if that, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
I just have different.
I had moments in that relationship thinking like I can just get by for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Just I don't know why I thought I would be able to just get by, but then I would literally have like flashes of the future, like growing like old with this person. And I was like, I can't do it. Like life is short, but at that time I still had so much life to live. And like, why
Yeah,
just give that all up and settle? And is that something that my kids are really going to appreciate? But they don't get a good version of their mom
exactly.
when I'm with this person. So who am I doing this for? Am I really doing this for the kids even though they don't get a good version of me? Like no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's decisions that people make, and I made the decision to get out.
Mhm.
I mean, I felt very guilty for years after, but
Mhm.
then I'm like, it was the best choice for me. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you have to like think about yourself,
Mhm.
even though your kids might not like it, but
Right. It's gonna hurt. They might not like it, but I think at the end of the day, in order to be a good mom, they need a healthy mom and
mhm,
a happy mom at the end of the day. I don't think
yeah,
it would have been better for them for you to just stay and then be unhappy and think that that's a normal example of a good healthy relationship. That was huge for me too. Like I wanted my kids to see what a healthy, strong, like loving relationship is so that
yes,
I can lead by example so that they know
exactly.
what to look for in a
Yeah,
partner. And yeah, and if the person that I was with was not the example of, who I wanted them to pick in a partner, yeah, especially my daughter.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, you gotta find somebody that whenever it's that time when you
Mhm.
graduate college.
Right.
After
Not
you're done
what
with
we
your fun.
did.
You might think he's the right one.
But he's not. No.
Exactly.
I have no problem being completely open and honest with my kids. And
Yes.
that's something that I didn't get growing up, but I'm going to be completely transparent with them. Like anything they want to know, I'm going to tell them. I want my life to be a learning experience. Of course, I want, them to have a better life, learn from my mistakes. So I'm not holding anything back from them. I will tell them everything.
Yeah. That's how I feel. And I'm so glad, like, with I don't think Sai tells me everything. He's just, he
Probably not.
doesn't tell me, yeah, he doesn't tell me everything. But so far, Callie tells me I'm the one that she goes to with her little crushes and
Mhm.
boyfriends. Like, I want her to do that though. Like, I want to be her person that she can run to and not be afraid. She's afraid of Sean, so he doesn't get told that much stuff. But at least she
That's
has
okay.
someone.
That's a good
Yeah.
parenting balance, though. Like,
Yes.
it's always gonna be one parent you could go to and one parent, I mean, she's a girl, so of course you're not gonna go
e-
run to daddy when you have
Exactly.
a crush on.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
wouldn't want to hear what he has to say. I said, I would be scared of you too if I was little. Like, I would never.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and my stepdad was like, he he's just, I had him to look at, like, as a husband, like looking for my husband. I
Yeah.
always wanted someone like my stepdad, because he takes care of my mom, and she does the
Mhm.
same. And it's just that their relationship is like what I always wanted. May have been a little like, I didn't like him when I was in high school, but
Mhm.
but he is the best husband for my mom. I mean, they are like wonderful. And that's what I always look like. I want someone that treats me like that,
Right.
like I am his everything. And then I finally got it. So,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Same. My dad spoiled my mom, and I always wanted to find someone like exactly like my dad,
Mhm.
that just he showed so much love to her and spoiled her so much. And yeah, I'm blessed that I found it too finally. I
I
mean,
know.
it took a while, but and they have so many. I know it's kind of creepy. You don't want to think like, he's not exactly my dad, so I didn't marry
No,
my dad.
no.
Have they have similarities though that is so weird. They have the same birthday month.
Wow.
Yeah. And then just a lot of personality traits that are like very similar, like things that he does. It like reminds me at times. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I really think that of course he was God sent. Like that's the
Yeah.
only explanation for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Right.
our 19
Like
impregnated.
being pregnant, wouldn't recommend it, but we got through it.
We did.
It was a journey. I wouldn't change it though. I love all of my children. So blessed, and I wouldn't change it. It's part of my life. It's made me who I am today.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Thanks, first children.
I know, right? All right. Well, that is the end of our episode today. Please comment if there's anything you guys want to hear us talk about on future episodes. Please send us a message, follow us on IG at Sip Stories Podcast and on YouTube at Sip Stories Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.